The room was alive with laughter, music, and the golden glow of fairy lights, yet he felt invisible. Mark, a single dad, sat quietly at the edge of the grand wedding hall, clutching a small plate of untouched appetizers. The bride was his best friend's sister, a woman he had known since college, but tonight, he was just a guest, an observer of happiness that seemed out of reach. Life had never been gentle with him. After his wife's sudden passing years ago, he had poured everything into raising his daughter, Emma, sacrificing his own joy and personal life. Nights blurred into days of work, school runs, and bedtime stories, leaving little space for him to breathe, let alone find love. As the orchestra swelled, Mark watched the newlyweds sway in the center of the dance floor. Couples twirled, glasses clinked, and laughter echoed around him, yet he remained seated, a quiet witness to the celebration. A pang of loneliness gripped his heart. He hadn't realized how much he missed simply being held, being seen. It was in that moment, his gaze falling to the floor, that he felt a light touch on his hand. He looked up, startled, to find her standing there, the bride, radiant in her white gown, her eyes sparkling with mischief and warmth. Without a word, she said, "Dance with me," and gently guided his hand in hers. Mark's breath caught. He hadn't danced in years, not since Emma was a baby. The crowd seemed to fade as they stepped onto the floor, moving to the rhythm of a soft, melodic song. He was awkward at first, stiff from years of holding back emotions, yet there was a kindness in her touch that made him forget the weight of his past. The bride didn't notice the hesitation in his movements, she simply smiled, her hand steady, inviting him to let go. And slowly, as the music carried them forward, Mark felt something he hadn't in years, hope. For the first time in a long while, he remembered what it was like to feel alive, to share a connection without fear or expectation. Memories of late-night school projects with Emma, quiet walks in the park, and laughter-filled bedtime stories mingled with the warmth of the present moment. The world didn't feel so heavy anymore. Every step on the dance floor became a step toward healing, a small rebellion against the isolation he had carried for years. At the same time, Emma watched from a nearby table, her eyes wide with delight. She had always sensed the loneliness her father bore silently, and seeing him laugh, even if just a little, was a gift she would never forget. The bride's simple gesture had opened a door Mark hadn't dared to knock on himself. He realized that life could surprise him in the most beautiful ways, that joy could arrive when least expected, even in the midst of someone else's celebration. If this moment makes your heart smile, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Shock Takes, because stories of kindness and second chances are worth spreading. The dance continued, and with each turn and gentle sway, Mark's heart grew lighter. He thought of the countless evenings spent alone after Emma went to bed, the quiet tears shed in the darkness, and the dreams he had set aside for practicality and survival. And yet here he was, being reminded that life still held magic, still offered moments of unexpected grace. The bride's laughter was infectious, her eyes alight with warmth, and he realized that sometimes, love and connection come not from grand gestures or sweeping romances, but from courage, the courage to reach out, to ask for a dance, to let someone in. As the song ended, the applause of the guests washed over them, but Mark barely noticed. The music had awakened something deeper within him, a sense of possibility, a whisper that life could be brighter than he had dared imagine. He felt the quiet stirrings of a new chapter, one where he could allow himself moments of joy alongside his responsibilities as a father. Emma's hand found his again, tugging him gently, and he realized that happiness wasn't just a fleeting feeling, it was a choice, a series of small steps, and tonight had been the first. The bride returned to her guests, but Mark's heart lingered on the dance. He felt gratitude, not only for the kindness shown to him but also for the reminder that even the most ordinary moments could become extraordinary. He had been invisible for so long, yet in one simple gesture, he had been seen, cherished, and remembered. That night, he walked home with Emma, her laughter filling the car, and for the first time in years, he felt that life, though fragile and unpredictable, was beautiful. As you watch this story, if it touched your heart, if you felt the warmth of a second chance, please engage with this video, like, comment, and share it with someone who might need to hear this today. Comment below and let us know how small acts of kindness have changed your life. Your story might inspire someone else in ways you can't imagine. Mark's journey wasn't about grand gestures or perfect endings. It was about the subtle, quiet magic of being seen, of being offered a moment of connection when life seemed too heavy. And as he tucked Emma into bed that night, he whispered a promise to himself. He would never forget the dance, never forget the power of courage and kindness, and never stop believing in the beauty of life's unexpected gifts.